How can it? How can it be? I'm shooting over 50% on lands you see in every game. Every game I play in Commander, I have to say I only got 36 lands in my deck, but at 14 cards in, I'm over 50% of lands in arena, cause arena algorithms seem to be broken like a motherfucker, and arena algorithms don't always do what they're supposed to. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Punk Rock Review, home of a bunch of opinionated crap you don't care about, also the home of the feedback you provide that we don't care about, keeps us on an even playing field, and we like that. Real quick shout out to our sponsor, Fuck! Anyhow, moving straight into it today. Today we're going to be talking about a topic that we come back and talk to all the time because we get to do whatever we want because we get to. Obviously. And today, of course, we were talking about the one and only MTG Arena. That's right, MTG Arena. Let's check in and see what's going on with this. Alright, so, man, at one point in time, we were like, man, they really took care of their algorithms and everything, and, there is no kind of underhanded, kind of sneaking suspicion that, algorithms are manipulating game matchup, performance, draw hands, and things like that. No. Yeah, it seemed to have changed at one point. And then, in one of our other, kind of touch bases on the topic of MTG Arena, man, all that shit came back. And so now here we sit, constantly, man, consistently and constantly, man, we are shooting over 50% land draws in all sorts of games, man, from their little, Brawl Commander on Arena and such. You got, 36 lands in a deck? We're shooting over 50% on every draw. In regular decks, man, 24 lands and such, and a 62-card deck. We're shooting over 50% land draw, man, and I'm talking about, man, alright, so, 8 out of 21 cards. 8 out of 21 cards, not lands. Alright, so that's 13 lands out of 21 cards. And this shit is consistently, man, you're shooting that many fucking lands and whatnot. And I'm talking about, problems with, the manipulated algorithm and stuff with drawing. And I'm not saying that the shit statistically couldn't happen. It could be one of those 1 in a fucking million or 1 in 100,000 games or something like that. Sure, I'll goddamn tell you what, we haven't played no 100,000 or million games on Arena and whatnot. We might have come close, but we haven't played that many. Man, the algorithms are still jacked up in one way, shape, or form, whether it's for every specific, iteration of what you can play, from standard to historic to brawl to whatever the fuck they have on there and stuff. It doesn't matter. Man, algorithms are manipulated somewhere, and for the consistency on the amount of over 50% lands, and I understand getting land flooded happened all the time, man, face-to-face paper magic and shit, but it was never over 51% of the, draws and whatnot on that consistent of a basis. It's absurd, man, and you'll be matched up against an opponent, and you will have an entire hand or an entire deck that decimates the entire strategy or whatever the opponent has going on, and say you curve out at 4, or say you curve out at 3 on your mana drop and whatnot, man, you ain't gonna see that third land, you ain't gonna see that fucking fourth land until your opponent gets to kind of, at least do an attempt and try on whatever the fuck their strategy is and shit, and then by the time you hit that third land or fourth land, when you're not getting, of course, overtly, flooded with the mana, when you're getting mana screwed in the other way, because that happens too on Arena, more than paper magic. It is manipulated algorithmically. Now, we can't say that for a fact, but we can say that with very opinionated matter of fact, because the shit that we encounter on Arena, definitely, leads us to believe that they are algorithmically manipulating draws, matchups, and a variety of probably some other things here and there too, or whatever. But without diving into code and doing all that kind of bullshit, obviously, there's no way of knowing. Maybe there are no algorithmic manipulations on Arena. Maybe it just so happens that whenever I run a, very popular commander with, very jacked up abilities and such, that I only face X, Y, and Z commanders. And then if I make a Bobo commander deck or a Bobo brawl deck, on Arena and shit, and I run it in the exact same time frames and everything like that, I run it back to back. I run a very, renowned commander that, a lot of people might run, and everything. You're only going to face 1, 2, or 3 other certain commanders, man. That's fucking it. Because that commander destroys and kicks the ever-living shit out of all these other Bobo commanders. So you put a Bobo commander on there, and then all of a sudden you're playing against Bobo commanders or whatever in Brawl. It is insane. You can't tell me that the manipulation isn't going on. Well, you can, but we won't fucking listen, because we don't believe you. Arena will believe you. Give us $13,000, and there is no manipulation at all. Arena wouldn't do that to any player, let alone change the outcome of what games could be or anything like that. And they don't. Everyone has to have fun. You click that smiley face, you click that frowny face. You have fun in the match. You pick which one. You better have had fun. In Arena, we have lots of fun. We loves the game, man. We just want it to stand on its own. We want players to be able to stand on their own 2 feet. You have the, kind of ranked matches and stuff, and you have the friendly matches. Why don't you just let the matches play out as they will, man? I mean, the game is what the game is. You won't get better as a player if you are being hand-fed algorithmically manipulated opponents' decks as what you're going up against. Make sense? It absolutely does. Arena, like we said, give us $13,000. There ain't no fucking manipulations. We can make all these videos go away. Like that. Pretty much. Everyone else, give us money. MTG Arena with manipulations algorithmically that are still probably going on. What can be said about this one? They might not be. We don't know. We haven't dived into the code or anything like that. We could be completely wrong and mistaken. MTG Arena, what can be said about you? Get a good old-fashioned L. That's a slash. It's not a 4. L. H for love-hate, man, because it's one of those love-hate relationships. So much stuff they do good. So much stuff they got right. You can't harp on them for everything that they do. But you can harp on them for a lot that they do and don't do. So there you go. Slippery slope. But you know what? We're good at climbing both sides and sliding down wherever the heck we want. You know what else we want? Getting money. So give us money. Have a good one, you probably didn't. We'll catch you next time. Probably won't.